I'm going to be talking to Andrew Jones, who made the court case model of the Grand Hotel in Brighton, which was bombed on the 12th of October 1984 by the Provisional IRA. The bomb exploded in room 629 at a time when Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, members of the government and delegates attending the Conservative Party's annual conference were staying at the hotel. 5 people were killed and 34 people were injured. 2 years later, this model was put to use in the courtroom to contextualise the event. IRA member Patrick Magee was subsequently found guilty of planting the bomb. Before we begin, some background on Andrew's career. Andrew Jones joined the police in 1975, following 9 years doing special effects for film and TV, exhibition display and architectural model making. Following initial training, he was posted to East Grinstead and then spent periods stationed at Haywards Heath, Uckfield, Crawley and Gatwick on the counter-terrorism teams. During these latter postings, he was trained in search and firearms. Following a promotion in 1990, Andrew was stationed at Gatwick, where he continued to work in counter-terrorism and firearms, before becoming a police search advisor. During the following 10 years, he was involved with planning searches for party conferences at venues including the Grand Hotel, and in his final 3 years of service, he was stationed at East Grinstead and retired in 2000. First of all, thank you very much for agreeing to participate in our project. And I'd like to start by asking you how this project to make the model came about.
Right, now we're talking 34 odd years ago here, so my memory's a bit vague. I don't know who commissioned it. I really don't know that one, but my main dealings I had is with Detective Chief Inspector Graham Hill.
And tell me how you approached the design and making of the model. What particular challenges did you have in making it?
Well, initially, so I had no drawings to work from, so everything was done, scaled off from photographs, which were a bit limited on their use, but I was fortunate enough, if you say it's fortunate enough, the day after the actual bombing, I was on one of the teams that actually went into the Grand Hotel. We were only there a short time before we were taken out because of health safety reasons. But I remember going up onto the upper levels and looking down where the chimney and where the devastation was. So that actually helped me to initially, when I was first approached, because I had in my mind what I'd actually seen. But the challenges were certainly gauging the size to get the right scale. So everything had to be measured off the photographs. I had to work out the heights of points that I could use as references, and then have to work everything out from that onwards. But I was unable to go down there, obviously, prior to doing the model, because I had no knowledge that I was going to do the model in the first place. So it was very much, everything was done from memory and from photographs.
Wow, and how long did it actually take you to make, and what sort of materials did you use?
Time-wise, well, the whole project was 10 weeks, about 10 weeks from start to finish, but that includes the first couple of weeks was, as I say, was planning and making my own drawings, so I knew what sizes I had to make. Material-wise, the main of the model was made of perspex, and obviously some of the debris was bits of wood and stuff like that, but mainly perspex for the actual model itself.
I saw a photograph actually of you handing that model over, but also next to it was a sort of smaller model. I wondered what that was.
That's right. Yeah, that was an insert that slotted into place so you could see the Grand Hotel before the damage was done.
I guess in a pre-digital age, was this often the case that models were used in court cases? Was it quite a common thing, or was it quite an unusual thing to be doing?
As far as I know, it was actually quite a rare thing to do. We used to do a lot. I worked on a lot of models for planning and things like that, but never for actually a court case as such. This was obviously something quite unique.
When you saw it, did it trigger any particular memories or observations?
Difficult one to answer, actually. Yeah, it is occasionally when things crop up on television, on the news or programs or something like that, you think, oh yes, I remember that. But yeah, it's something I should never forget. It was such an experience and an honour to do, particularly for a court case of that magnitude, to be involved from the edge of it like that. It was quite something.
Subsequent to that, were you asked to make any models for any other court cases or any other police activities?
No court cases, but I recall I had to do a model for the tunnel that went through down to Brighton. I had to do a lift off top that was used for major incident training.
I saw that you received a letter praising your efforts in making that model, which is again in really good condition. And I just wondered what other sort of feedback you received from your peers or from the police force.
I honestly can't remember, to be quite honest. It's a long time ago now, so I did the model, and that was it. Went back to work, back to normal duties.
Do you still make models?
No, no, only for when my children were small. I used to make things for them and make things for the grandchildren, but that's about it.